You remember when you were a kid and snuck over to a friend's house to watch the Disney Channel that you knew his parents weren't paying for? Back then, if it had lasers, robots, spaceships, and a giant black hole on the poster, you figure you were about to have the greatest 2 hours of your young life. Instead, you sat there waiting, and waiting, and waiting some more. Because nobody tells an 8-year-old kid that a science fiction movie can span half its runtime watching people walk slowly through hallways while dramatic music plays. But you stuck with it. You figured Disney had to build towards something big. Maybe a giant space battle, maybe a heroic rescue, maybe a robot fistfight for the ages. And then the ending happened. Suddenly, the movie you thought was just another family adventure started asking questions nobody wanted to think about on a Saturday afternoon. Questions about life, death, heaven and hell. What happens when a mad scientist flies a giant spaceship straight into a cosmic nightmare? You didn't know exactly what you'd just seen, but you know one thing for sure. You weren't supposed to feel uncomfortable after a Disney movie. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about tonight. This is what we saw on Stolen Cable. How was this a kid's movie? The Black Hole. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Uncle Patches. I'm here with
Sinister Cinema.
And once again, probably for the final time, we've got Brant Bumpers here as a special guest, actor Brant Bumpers.
How you doing? Thanks for having me on again.
If we can ever get him to leave.
Never. Never. They lured me with tres leches. Now I'm trespassing.
Now, Brent, we started doing these 3 episodes over 2 weekends. So we were able to get him in for 3 episodes the first weekend, and he came back for the following weekend for another 3. And I think after this, you're pretty booked up solid for the next couple of months, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having
So we're getting our non-money's worth. Here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I didn't like it. But it's great. I'm having a ball. I'm in an improv troupe. We're playing a show in a couple weeks, and I'm still working on posters for the show after that. Then working on another couple of projects, film projects, and I'm also trying to get one off the ground myself. So it's going to be a bit of a couple months, but on the other end, I'll have some stuff done.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and drop in what your improv group is. I mean, that's the very least we can do. We can get you out to the tens of people that listen to this.
No problem. Hey, I think this is a great podcast, and I think it's going to keep growing exponentially.
I hope so.
And it's Holding Pattern Improv Troupe. It's at the Woodlawn Theater.
San Antonio, Texas.
That's right.
Moving up in the world there.
That's right.
Woodlawn Theater.
It's a hell of a step up. We went from a
dirty basement.
Yeah, a dirty basement that smelled like a Foot Locker in every sense of the word to an actual theater. You know, so yeah, we're moving on up. We actually have a green room and everything.
Oh wow.
I feel real special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you look special.
Oh, thank you. I am. I'm very special.
There you
My
go.
education is too.
All right, so, well, let's get into the movie here. We got The Black Hole. Now, we brought this one up a couple of episodes ago because we were talking about one of our favorite character actors, Ernest Borgnine.
Yes.
And he was in this film, and this is one of his classic roles that he played most of the time. He was a naysayer of a group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was always a blowhard naysayer, and he always played the part really well. He did that part, and then he could play like your favorite uncle.
Yep.
And be the most beloved guy in the room. Or he could play this guy where he was like really annoying and getting on everybody's nerves and then stabs you in the back at the very end of the film.
Yeah. Yeah. like is that kind of thing like why did we bring you? It's that kind of thing where like, yeah, why did we bring you? What are you here for? You didn't advance the plot. You didn't make things better. You discovered a couple of things, but you didn't do nothing about it. Why are you here?
I think it was a kind of a plot device where he was sitting there talking about what the audience would have been feeling. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's true.
The voice of the audience. Yeah.
I thought it was funny though that he comes up with this whole elaborate plan to take over the big ship, and then when the guy's like, "Looks like we're gonna have to go through your plan," he's like, "What? No, that's a terrible idea."
In typical Ernest Borgnine fashion. And then he jumped on a great big bubble made of chewing gum and floated out of there. Oh no, that was Super Fuzz.
That was a great film, Super Fuzz. And I cannot find that one on DVD because it was an Italian-made film.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a good movie, and I'm sorry that on one of the earlier episodes I confused that one and Hot Fuzz. It was just that it wasn't that I confused the two movies. It just confused that I thought that they were talking about the other movie. That's all.
It's funny because I cut that part out when I did the editing.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
now I guess you have to cut this part out too. Then.
Although I did mistake Tobey Maguire and Elijah Wood
Yes.
in Fear and Loathing. And-
you know that's funny because I did notice that you said that, and I was like,
Tobey Maguire.
what? Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's one of those things where you're kind of like, you're thinking a big round-eyed younger actor. You're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the first guy to make that mistake, especially for them in that particular era.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's true.
I figure at the very least I could leave it in there and get rage baited in the comments, hopefully. But if I can get anybody to make comments on our videos, we really would appreciate it. We want to know what you guys want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So, leave a comment. Tell us how bad we are. We don't care. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We just want to know somebody's listening. Anyone.
Out of the tens of people that are listening.
If you can hear this, we're talking to you.
Anyway, back to the movie here. We've got, this is Disney's answers to Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty bad answer.
It was.
This is not a kid's film. This is a horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the sci-fi action adventure that Star Wars was by no stretch.
Matter of fact, they kept saying like, "Hey, where's your crew?" It's like, "Oh, I sent them back to Earth. Didn't you get them? Didn't you see them?" And it's like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, you got a bunch of things running around here. I wonder if that's the crew." And sure enough, that's the crew.
That was the crew. They pulled a Dr. Robotnik.
They sure
Turned
did.
all his old living crew into the new robot crew.
Oh, so all they had to do was throw a hedgehog at them and they wouldn't come back?
Yeah.
I guess so. I don't know. There were no hedgehogs to be found in that movie. So
No, that's the whole problem.
Yeah. It was a neat concept because at first you're thinking that these robots are actually having a funeral for another robot. Then you realize, oh, they're not robots. They're lobotomized people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, that's kind of dark for a kid's movie. And then even the scene where Vincent basically has like a shootout competition with that robot that always bullied the other robot, like what was the name of the robot that's all battered up?
Oh, Bob.
Bob, yeah.
Slim Pickens.
Yeah, Slim Pickens. There we go. There's that one robot that you could tell was the head honcho because he was painted differently. And he was like beat up on Bob. And so Vincent basically has a shootout that ends up killing that robot. But the way they did it was like, okay, he's just casually talking to that robot while its world is ending and dying right in front of you. And I'm like, kids movie. And then I was like, all right. I was like, this is awesome. And then of course there's Maximilian. And Maximilian is this great big red, technically under-designed, but for some reason perfectly designed. Amazing looking robot. And I was like, when I was a kid, I was so enamored with that robot because of how it looked and how it, came off.
It always gave me the creeps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was supposed to.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
It was a pretty cool looking robot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was funny because the line where Maximilian Schell, that plays the captain of that ship, it was supposed to be like non-scripted that he grabs her and says, I think Maximilian is going to kill me. He just kind of says it for a second and then he goes back into what he lets you know that he's kind of not really fully in control like you think he is.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. I like that. Sure enough, the way things end up, he wasn't. But it was that kind of thing where I was like, that's a really cool concept. He seems like he kind of bamboozled everybody. But taking the fact that maybe it started off that way, but in the end, getting puppeteered right along with everybody. And I like that.
So I was looking at this film and I was trying to figure out what other films they were stealing from. So
yeah,
obviously Star Wars, and they have the droids on that, or they actually call them robots in this, but droids is what they were.
Yeah.
There were some elements from Star Trek in there, mainly with their outfits, because they were doing the full-on
space uniform.
Yeah, the space uniform things, the one piece setup. I kind of lost in space feel to it as well.
Very much so.
And they were trying to do the effects from 2001, which came out about 10 years before, and they were doing a horrible, horrible job at it. Because you could literally see the lines where they were lifting people up in some scenes on this. And I don't understand what the deal was. The special effects in this were terrible. And then they got this part where they're bringing in the asteroids and they're destroying the ship. And those scenes were fantastic. I was like, is this where they spent the whole budget? This freaking scene right here?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you could tell that the model, the miniature that they used of that ship was huge, and like they bombarded it with what appeared to be asteroids. But they did such a good job with it. And I was like, this is the best part of the movie. This is great. This is awesome, right? Second best part of the movie. We'll get to the best part later. But I was like, this is really amazing compared to what we saw before. Even the shootout in the greenhouse area. I was like, this right here is amazing.
They only had 4 to 8 bars of hero music for the film. And they kept on playing it over and over and over again. It was like, oh my God, put a little bit of variety into it.
Like, okay, you got your mileage out of that piece of...
The villain music in this, the main theme of the film, they were so stoked that this film was going to be a huge success. They had an overture at the beginning of the film.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they had the main villain theme music on there, which it's terrifying in itself. I mean, it gives you a sense of dread. And when they got to the hero music at the end of the film, you're like, is that it? Nothing else? That's all you got?
This is it. I mean...
This film's all over.
Not all the old movies were bangers, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually sought this film out. I remember from when I was a kid, and I was like, oh, I got to have that on DVD. And when I finally got it and got it back to the house and sat down and watched it, I'm like, oh my God. This one did not hold up at all.
No, it did not.
I told my kids, you got to watch that film. It's creepy as hell, but bad.
And you
Very bad.
Yeah. So it's no wonder there were no sequels or action figures or any of the other stuff.
Oh, there were action figures.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they were just kind of dollar store looking action figures.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think the robots, like these automaton robots run around shooting, I think the design for the head was later on used for Surod from Masters of the Universe, that reptile one.
Oh, yeah. When I'm looking at the budget here, we had $20 million budget and $35 million at the box office. So it wasn't a failure, but it wasn't a very huge success either. And it was filmed completely on the backlot.
They did a good job with the actual black hole effect.
Yes, the black hole was very good.
Yeah.
Let's see. It had a very decent cast. Robert Forster, known for Jackie Brown and Breaking Bad. He was very young in this role.
So there's Anthony Perkins of Psycho fame.
Yes. Anthony Perkins. We had Roddy McDowell from Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. What was the horror film that he was in? He was in Fright Night.
Oh, yes, he was in Fright Night.
He was.
He was also in Dead of Night, but he was in Fright Night.
And let's see, we had Slim Pickens in it. He played Robot Bob.
The smooth talking country robot.
Oh no, you killed Rupert, the authentic redneck robot.
Sausage.
All right, so there is we do this on occasion. We'll promote stuff that we've seen on the internet. There's a group called the Arlernauts. And they do
well, there was.
Yeah, they're kind of split up. Their stuff was so unique, it was hard for them to monetize it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But they did the Star Wars prequels and eventually the original Star Wars films. But they re-edited it with different dialogue, and it made the Jedi to be out like scum that would go to bars and stuff like that and tear the place up.
Partying guys who just went and got drunk everywhere and wrecked the place.
Yeah, but if you guys get a chance, look up Arlernauts on the internet, on YouTube, and check that series out. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
But back to the Black Hole. When do you guys remember seeing this one from?
I don't even remember. I know I had seen it at some point when I was a kid, but it's one of those ones that I guess didn't really have that much of an impact on me, so I don't remember it too well.
I saw the movie as a kid. A friend of mine, he had it on VHS, and it was like in that clamshell squishy like vacuum form / sponge case, the one that made the when you open it up. I remember we watched it, and I didn't really pay much attention to the ending at the time. It was just that they're having shootouts, and I just kind of got bored, and I'm just so it was a couple of years later on when I happened.
You got bored during the shootout?
During the shootout, I did.
Wow.
I did.
There was a lot of time to be bored in that movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And there's too much shootout. There's too much okay, we're
okay.
Yeah, I know you're they're even racing against
still
time,
shooting.
and you're still okay, still shooting. I didn't catch the ending until a couple of years later, and when I did, I was like, huh.
Yeah.
and then now as an adult, I watched it one more time, not for this podcast. I just happened to it's on Disney Plus, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this. And I was like, oh yeah, this thing is. I was kind of laughing a lot of it. Then that ending, I was like, oh my God, that is hardcore. That is the most metal ending I've ever seen. Oh my God. I was like, I can't believe this is in a kid's movie. And I was like, this whole thing's a big metaphor so people don't leave this theater bummed. Like nobody survives this thing.
This is a Disney film, so I did catch this one on cable.
Okay.
And it had to have been over at a friend's house because I'm pretty sure it was not paid for the Disney Channel.
This podcast wouldn't be called what it is.
Yeah, so this is actually what we saw on Stolen Cable, at least what I saw on Stolen Cable.
Yep.
Yeah.
They had the Disney Channel, and they weren't paying for it. And we got to watch this film, and it was traumatizing.
It really is. It's that kind of thing where, like, because of the way it presented itself, you're kind of expected to go one way, and then all of a sudden Ernest Borgnine is putting his face up to the mirror bowl of one of the other robots, quote unquote, faces, and then he's like, and then later on he pulls you realize it's actually just some people, like it's the crew under there. It's just people. Yeah. They're all just lobotomized. And I was like, okay, so this whole crew is just lobotomized.
This ship is huge too. So it's got to be thousands of people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they show the room where it happens and how they do it, you know. Then you got Maximilian flying around. And I remember thinking, like, it's actually kind of scarier that the guy that's, you know, Maximilian Schell's character is actually afraid of Maximilian the robot, and that, like, he's not really in full control. I was like, that added another dimension of just like, you know, weirdness.
Yeah, at the very end, when they really didn't have a chance to play into it any. And what was the deal with the fight scenes on this? They would cross the center of the ship in a fight scene, and then go down further on the other ship, and then cross back over to the other side where they were just at. They did that like 5 or 6 times. It didn't make any sense.
It didn't. And that's where I was like, they're running out of places to shoot, or they destroyed parts of the set in another area, so they have got to keep reusing this one part over and over. And I was like, they're just making it look like it's still like, oh, we're still running through this area. And I'm like, no, I know what you're doing. I've seen the tricks.
Tried to pull the old Hanna-Barbera animation trick.
Yes, where it's just the same
same 4 frames over and over again.
Exactly. This is like a cheap way out, but at the same time, it was like, you know, like something compelled you to keep watching. But though it's worth it to get to that ending.
Oh yeah,
that ending was just. I did not see that coming.
The ending makes it. It's just like
not quite as good as the lightsaber scene at the end of the Phantom Menace.
No,
but it does get you there. But I remember watching the Phantom Menace live, and we're like, "Oh, it's Star Wars! First time Star Wars in like 30 years. I'm all excited." Yeah. And you sit there in this like trade disputes and politics and stuff like that. Yeah. You're like a couple of scenes here and there. And then all of a sudden, epic lightsaber scene.
Yes. Yep.
Something we've never seen on screen before. Not like that, anyhow.
Back to the Oral Knots.
Yes.
They redid that whole lightsaber scene, and it is just awesome.
Yeah, they did it as a dance fight, which is hilarious.
I've seen that before where they're just kind of playing that techno music in there. I was like, yeah.
But yeah, no, this is just a weird film.
Mm-hmm.
Slim Pickens as a robot.
Yes.
As a robot.
If y'all don't know who Slim Pickens is, he played a character in every Western ever made.
Oh.
And he's got a very distinctive voice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Was he in 1941? Wasn't he the farmer they picked up? Japanese sub guys? They picked him up as a farmer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And he had a box of Cracker Jacks with a compass in it. And then he had to swallow the compass to keep them from being able to find out where the coast was at.
That's great.
Such good stuff, man. And they did a great job in this. Yeah.
When, boxes of Cracker Jacks and things like that had a little prize in them. And the prize was actually something semi-useful.
Yeah, it's
instead of just like some stickers or something.
Yeah, that's all you get now, stickers or a piece of paper with a joke on it or something. It was like, oh.
Yeah. Why did they call the boy Sonny? Because he was a bright boy. Well, that was worth getting to the bottom of the box.
Yep. So I'm seeing here that the composer was John Barry, who really kind of phoned it in on this. He did the...
Well, considering his other film credits, yeah.
Yeah, he's credited for some James Bond work and Dances with Wolves, actually.
Yeah.
The hero music on this was like 4 bars of the same thing over and over and over again. Terrible. Yeah, it was no progression to it. And it was just like on repeat. It was like a record that would skip back to the same spot.
So here's the interesting thing in this movie. The woman has a psychic connection with the robot of their crew, of the little ship.
Yvette Manu. Mineux, Mineux.
Minnow, yeah.
She, she was supposed to be made out to be a beauty in the film.
Mm.
She wasn't unattractive, but I don't know. She just seemed like a soccer mom from the 70s.
Absolutely
Thrown
did.
into the film. And,
She looked like she's going to be in a Calgon commercial in 5 minutes. Calgon, take me away on a ship like that where there's killer,
right.
where there's killer. I'm sorry, where there's killer lobotomized people.
Right.
And then,
that would be the perfect Calgon moment.
Yeah,
like
Maximilian coming with his blades. Calgon, take me away. Poor.
Yeah, I mean, whoa, okay.
Of course, you'd have to have her in the tub, and then Maximilian on the other side frothing it up for her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, frothing it up for her. Calgon. For those days that you just can't.
I thought that was kind of interesting, though, that she had a psychic connection with their little helper robot.
Oh, yeah. Like, she was a really good plot device.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I just happen to have this psychic telekinesis capability with this robot. It's built in. You wouldn't understand.
It's not useful for anything else except for communicating with this robot.
There we go.
You know? And somehow, I don't know.
So we pretty much determined that everybody dies in this film, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So they get into a spot where they're going into the black hole. They can't seem to get away. And then they're doing stuff that just absolutely defies physics as we know it. There's a scene where they're already past the event horizon. They're heading into the black hole. And somebody gets separated from the ship. And then a robot goes out and gets him and then thrusts back to the ship.
Yep.
When they should have just, been sucked right into the black hole.
Absolutely. They should have been spaghettified.
We pretty much determined that they all died during the asteroid.
The fight on
the asteroid thing. Yeah. And they're all just kind of living out their final moments for the afterlife because they've got the final end scene there where Maximilian and his evil scientists have to merge together so he could survive in the black hole. Mm-hmm. And it's just a hellscape. With
literal fire and everything everywhere.
It was literal hell.
Yeah.
It was
he becomes the robot devil.
Yeah. He literally his fate is to reside inside a robot just like he did to his men. They're forced to live inside a robot. He is completely imprisoned, and like earlier in the movie he states that he's afraid of Maximilian. And sure enough, Maximilian kind of holds him prisoner. Even though it's supposed to be kind of like simultaneously, like he can survive the black hole. It's also like he's never going to let him out, it seems. And just standing there at the top of this flaming heap. And I was like, dude, that is that is a poster. That is a shirt. That is an album cover. And it looks so amazing. It's like, I was like, okay. And then they show all these hooded people marching around down below them. I'm like, they're in hell. He literally went to hell. That's where they are.
Mm-hmm. And then the other ship.
Yeah, you see the heroes going through this mirrored hall, which is straight up, and like out of folklore and like out of the religious folklore, and then like they go to this blue planet,
and colorful. Yeah,
there's even a spectral figure flying through the tunnel.
Yes, and it's like, okay, so nobody survived. One group goes to heaven, the other group goes to hell. There you go.
Something I completely missed when I was a kid, and even up until now when you were telling me about it when we were having our dinner before the show here. And if anybody's curious on how I got such a famous person to come out, I fed him.
Yes, he did. Fed me quite well each time. He remembers me from high school. It's like, it's Brant. He likes to eat. I think that's all I need to do.
Who doesn't like to eat?
Right. I love to eat.
Well, that's pretty much this film. There's not a whole lot to it. It bad effects after bad effects.
Yep.
Boring plot.
Yep.
And then existential terror at the end.
Absolutely. Neat sets, great black hole, but bad effects, bad,
Yeah.
Bad black. Then like at the end, it's like, oh crap, this movie just turned into
serious.
Yeah, it's like Alejandro Jodorowsky suddenly took over the movie, and it's like, no, they all went through the black hole. You don't understand? They're all dead now. They're going to hell, and they're going to heaven. And it's like, how are you going to convey that so kids can watch it? Well, easy. We just have him standing on top of a burning pyre while all the hooded, minions below, the lost souls, march forever in hell. It's like, okay. But no, we're going to have a mirrored hall and a specter just floating around with them, and they're going to go to a blue planet. They're going to be happy.
It's going to be happy, a nice happy ending.
Nice happy ending for them. They're going to the blue planet, which obviously blue is heaven. It's the good place. Obviously. So yeah, it's great seeing at the time would have been ensemble like all-star cast do like such a weird movie. And then it's just so funny that again, like this movie came out because Disney could not secure the rights to they didn't have the rights to Star Wars. Star Wars came out, went gangbusters. They wanted Star Wars. And they made this.
Studios that turned it down, weren't they? I mean, everybody was turning it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure everyone turned it down, but it's like and sometimes they don't understand, like, no, it's not just that everybody wants to hear that story. It's just that story came out and it was well told and well done by this group of people. Now you're trying to come with like hey, we got a space story too. And then like, who took all the mescaline when they started writing the ending? Yeah.
So it worked for Friday the 13th.
It worked very well for Friday the 13th.
But it didn't work for this movie.
No, it didn't. Thing is I would love a shirt or a poster of Maximilian with his arms or whatever passes for him spread out, standing on top of that burning pyre.
With the little 2 human eyes in there.
Yes, exactly. Staring out at you. Matter of fact, they made a toy where like, you know how like toys now, like the collector toys, you could change out the heads for different expressions. Yeah. They had one where like it's just Maximilian with his normal red visor eyes. And then one with a guy's eyes inside, like looking out at you.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, that's awesome.
All right, well, what would be the metal cover name be?
Oh my God. What's it called? Screaming into the Void. Or like the black, like, let's see if it was like a movie like that actually had like a metal name or like give you an indication that it's metal, Pulled into Darkness. If I could remake that movie, if I could make it any way I want to, the robots are going to be as silly as they seem like they were. Maximilian's going to be scary, and it's going to have a straight up metal score, like a metal score. Even with like operatic vocals.
Oh, there you go.
That would be so amazing. Because I was like, when the robots were having the funeral and they shot the casket out into space, I want to actually edit together something where like this metal song starts happening as soon as they do that. Like, oh my God, that would be so amazing.
Yeah,
but
that would be good.
Maybe one day.
Screaming into the void, huh?
Screaming into the void.
Awesome.
Pulled into darkness.
All right.
Nice.
All right, well, this one's not going to be too terribly long. There wasn't a lot to work with on this film other than the fact that it was a staple of our youth.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it was one I legitimately saw on stolen cable.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, you did.
And it had one of our all-time favorite character actors, Ernest Borgnine, in it.
Yes.
Ernest Borgnine, old gap tooth himself.
Yep.
That's right.
Yes. Yes, that, and the guy with a huge smile, it goes on for a mile.
That's right.
Love Ernest Borgnine. Like, I think he was one of the most underappreciated actors. Yeah, that guy's amazing.
Well, he was in Airwolf, the TV show.
He was
back in the day.
He was.
The last film I remember seeing him in was Strange Wilderness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was a funny character in that. You know?
He really lived a very long time.
Yeah, he was 90 something, 95 or something like that.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly. But.
Yeah, and it's still acting right up until now.
Oh yeah, all the way up until the end.
Yep.
Still did voice work. Lived a long life and had a very storied career.
Well, we need a PSA for the end of this one. So what's the public service announcement here?
If you're going to go quote unquote help people, make sure they actually want your help.
Yes, that is very good. Absolutely. Although we could go with one of the old G.I. Joe ones from back in the day. I was my daughter got me the G.I. Joe box set.
Oh, that's awesome.
The original ones, and they've got they've got all the PSAs on there.
Oh yes,
and I think I was sitting there watching them with her, and she was all like, "Why didn't they teach me this stuff in school?" I was like, "They didn't teach us in school either. We had to learn it on G.I. Joe."
Exactly.
I think the one that really got her was that if you ever come across a stray dog, never turn and run, because that only antagonizes them. Their killer instinct. So you always back away and keep an eye on them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever encounter an aggressive dog, never run away. Just back away slowly while keeping an eye on them.
Even if you're in space.
And there's that. I remember that one. Hello, Bobby? Yeah. You want a prize. Where can I drop it off? Like, and he gives him his address. He happens to run into roadblock grenades and all walking down the street, just in a residential area. Hey, I just want a prize. And all that guy wanted to do was start trouble. Don't give anybody your address. And I was like, why are you running around with full fatigues with all this battle gear in a residential area?
The kid's lucky that he was.
Yeah. It's like, what a person to show up, right? It's like, hey, this guy's going to come kidnap me.
if I were to be abducted, I would want someone like Roadblock to come and
Exactly. Or barbecue.
rescue me. Like, hey,
The guy that never takes off his fire gear, helmet and
right.
all.
Those very anti-Geneva Conventions.
I would want
weaponry.
Snow Job to get me.
Snow job.
Snow Job, the guy that was
Quick
who
kick.
thought that was a good idea? Snow Job.
Yeah.
Snow job.
He's in full
Yeah.
snow gear,
Yeah.
even out in the desert.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Snow
Well,
job.
Much like with this movie, not all the G.I. Joe characters are bangers.
They're not.
So-
There was also
some of them
sci-fi
are
that was
pretty-
straight up a RoboCop ripoff. Yeah.
Some of them were pretty bad.
All right, well,
Good times, though. Good times.
we're going to go ahead and let y'all go. Thank you very much for listening in. And like I said, this is going to be the last episode with Brant Bumpers for a while. We may try to get him on a little bit later on, depending on how many comments we get down below. If none, then,
And
you
how
know,
much cake we can.
Got to take him out in the back and shoot him. Yeah.
absolutely. Seriously, folks, if Brant turns up dead, it wasn't us.
Yeah. Now that Brad said that. Yeah. And it was far away.
If he turns up dead and I happen to be driving his pickup truck,
Yeah, exactly.
I had nothing to do with it.
He's not dead. See, he still has credit card. He still has credit card activity. You didn't even check with the database. You just said that. Yeah. Anyway, point is, people go missing all the time.
That's right.
He's a grown ass man.
All right, everybody. I'm your Uncle Patches.
I'm Sinister Cinema.
I'm Brant Bumpers.
All right, and we really need to come off with a good sign off because, just saying, we'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good time.
All right.
You've been listening to What We Saw on Stolen Cable. How was this a kids movie? The Black Hole.